destination for all things sports. Let's begin with day one of the first test between India and Bangladesh, where India have recovered wonderfully after the early blows to dominate the day. Yes, a day that began in poor manner for India ended with the home team on top of proceedings, courtesy a partnership of 195 for the seventh wicket between Ravindra and Ashwin and Ravindra Jadeja. Put into bat by Bangladesh skipper Najmul Hussain Shanto on day one of the first test match in Chennai, India were 33 for 3 in quick time. As young pace bowler Hassan Mahmood, he dismissed Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill and Virat Kohli during his 4 overs. But a solid 52 to Yashasvi Jaiswal stemmed the flow of wickets for some time before the old firm of Ashwin and Jadeja took India from 144 for 6 to 339 for 6 at the close of play. Ashwin scored his 6th test century, a superb 102 off 112 balls, and Jadeja made 86 not out of 117 deliveries. This stunning revival might end up being match-winning, given how the Chennai track is expected to turn after the second day's play. But for a while, it looked as if Bangladesh, who came to India after a landmark 2-0 win in Pakistan, had done their homework and had India in big trouble. Mahmood began with a very good delivery to find the edge of Rohit's bat for second slip to take a good low catch. And then Gill was caught down the leg side trying to get off the mark. Kohli playing a test match after 9 months. He made 6 before he fell to an all too familiar mode of dismissal, pushing forward and edging to the keeper. Rishabh Pant, making his comeback after 20 months, was promoted to number 5 ahead of Rahul and pushed Bangladesh onto the back foot with some positive strokes in the company of Jaiswal, who looked very good himself. India went to lunch on 88 for 3. But on resumption, Pant then played a loose shot outside off stump to become Mahmood's 4th wicket. Pant made 39 of 52 deliveries, hitting 6 fours. Jaiswal made 52 before a good delivery from Nahid Rana found his edge, and Rahul, another batter making a return to Test cricket, faced 52 deliveries for 16 runs. Bangladesh had made inroads post-lunch and looked as if they might wrap up the innings in quick time, but Ashwin and Jadeja called on all their experience to frustrate Shanto's men. A few edges fell short here and there, but otherwise it was a dominant partnership from two very skilled all-rounders. Ashwin collected his 50 in 57 deliveries, while Jadeja joined him a while later. The lack of potency from the other Bangladesh bowlers, barring Mahmood, was taken full toll of by Ashwin and Jadeja, who turned a precarious situation into a potentially match-setting first innings total. Now, earlier in the day, the story was very different, like I said, when Bangladesh won the toss and they asked India to bat. The decision was quickly seen to be the right one for Bangladesh, as Hassan Mahmood rocked the Indian top order. The pitch, to everyone's surprise, was helpful for the seamers, and Bangladesh took full advantage of it. Indian top order was troubled by the pace and movement early on. In the 6th over itself, Captain Rohit Sharma, he nicked one that seemed a way to get caught behind by Shanto at the slip. Now, before India could even recover from the blow of losing Rohit Sharma's wicket, Shubman Gill, he was dismissed in an unfortunate manner, getting caught behind by Liton Das as he tried to flick a full delivery down the leg side. Virat Kohli, who was playing red ball cricket after 9 months, he was also unable to stay for long in the middle. He chased a delivery outside the off stump to get caught behind by the keeper. India looked to be in big trouble. Rishabh Pant tried to steady the ship with Yashasvi Jaiswal, but Pant, after playing a handy knock of 39, he became Hassan Mahmood's 4th victim to leave India tottering at 96 for 4. But we have to celebrate Ravindra Jadeja and Ravichandran Ashwin. So, when Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill, Virat Kohli and Rahul all failed to contribute, you know the Indian cricket team has had an off day. But on that same day, when the class of Ashwin and Jadeja comes to the fore, to rescue Team India, you know that the depth in Indian cricket is unmatched. In front of his home fans in Chennai, Ashwin scored his sixth Test century from the depths of 144 for 6, and it was fitting that he had his old spin bowling partner Jadeja for company. The two have rescued India before, but the way Ashwin and Jadeja bossed the Bangladesh bowlers today was special. Fours and sixes were a common sight as the pitch eased out and the spinners erred in their lines, with Ashwin slogging across the line and Jadeja punishing everything even fractionally short in length. Now, Ashwin knows this ground all too well, having played much of his junior and domestic cricket here, and this experience was all too evident. He worked the ball into the gaps, punched the paces off his toes, and used his height to slog sweep the spinners for boundaries. Jadeja, meanwhile, fed off the energy of Ashwin, and with that confidence from the other end, he was able to set himself in for a long innings. India now are staring at 400, barring a dramatic collapse tomorrow, and for this they have Ashwin and Ravindra Jadeja to thank. The Indian men's hockey team received a warm welcome at the Indira Gandhi International Airport in New Delhi following their record-breaking victory at the 2024 Asian Champions Trophy. Harmanpreet Singh and his team reached Delhi in the early hours of the morning today. India secured the Asian Champions Trophy title for a fifth time after beating hosts China 1-0 in the final at the Mochi Hockey Training Base on Tuesday. Just a month after their success at the 2024 Paris Olympics, where they retained the bronze medal, India went unbeaten throughout the tournament and they registered their place in the knockout stage in an emphatic fashion with a 3-0 win over China, 5-1 win over Japan, 8-1 win over Malaysia, 3-1 win again over Korea, and a slender 2-1 win over rivals Pakistan to top their pool. A 4-1 win over Korea in the semi-finals had set India's finals against China in what can only be described as the toughest game of the tournament. Jugraj Singh's lone goal late in the fourth quarter helped India overcome a fighting effort from the hosts and grab the victory. The win made India the most successful team in the tournament's history, with a record extending 5 titles. India also became the only team to win the title 5 times, having retained the trophy for the second consecutive edition after their triumph in 2023. India had previously achieved back-to-back titles in 2016 and 2018. To reward the team's effort, Hockey India announced a cash prize of 3 lakhs for each player and 1.5 lakhs for each support staff member.
बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है बैक टू बैक इस टूर्नामेंट को जीतना, और बहुत स्पेशल है हमारे लिए। बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट मैच आई थिंक मैं बोलूँगा टूर्नामेंट था हमारे लिए, क्योंकि ओलंपिक के बाद बहुत ही कम समय में ये टूर्नामेंट था, और अपना माइंडसेट एंड इस टूर्नामेंट के लिए रेडी होना बहुत समय कम था हमारे लिए। बट आई थिंक जितने भी हमारे साथ टीम गई है, जो यंगस्टर्स भी गए हैं, उनकी परफॉर्मेंस देखे तो ओवरऑल बहुत अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस किया है उन्होंने, और हम बहुत ज़्यादा खुश हैं। और डेफिनेटली ये टूर्नामेंट हमें बूस्ट करेगा आने वाले मैचेस में, जितने भी हमारे इस साल के मैच हैं, तो आई थिंक आगे जाके बहुत हेल्प करेगा। बाहर तोड़नी पड़ी भाई चाइना की। आई थिंक अच्छी टीम है, नो डाउट बहुत अच्छी टीम है वो, पर टोटली डिफरेंट स्टाइल था उनका खेलने का, हमें पता था, क्योंकि बहुत डीप डिफेंस खेलते हैं वो, मैन टू मैन खेलते हैं। बट एंड ऑफ द डे एक जो बिलीव है, जो हमारी स्ट्रेटजी है, जो पेशेंस है, हमने रखा और हमें गोल मिला।
I think it's fantastic. I think it's always been our goal to be number 1 in Asia, and this is the only way to really do it, this in the Asian Games. But it was a new look team in a way. We didn't have a lot of training time together, but it was it was a good effort and a good tournament to win. I think the Pakistan game was difficult. They're playing well, and we found a way to win in that game. The China game was fine. I think stats-wise we were right ahead. We just couldn't score. But I'm glad we found a way to score. We won the final and we're unbeaten in 7 games.
खुशी वाली बात है हमारे लिए भी और देश के लिए, क्योंकि बैक टू बैक मेडल आना एक अच्छी बात है, और ये हमारा 5वां गोल्ड मेडल एशियन चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी में, और ये सबसे बड़ी बात है। बिल्कुल उम्मीद थी जीत के जाएंगे। चाइना भी अच्छी खेली, बहुत बढ़िया खेली फाइनल मैच में, और अच्छी फाइट दी चाइना ने भी, और बट हमारी टीम भी काफी पेशेंस के साथ, काफी स्ट्रक्चर के साथ, अपने प्लान के साथ खेली। हमें पता था कि हम जीत जाएंगे। पाकिस्तान को लेके थोड़ा हम लोग ज्यादा हो जाते हैं इस चीज पे, बट फाइटिंग स्पिरिट से हम सारे मैच खेलते हैं और ऐसी मैच में हम पाकिस्तान के साथ भी वैसी स्पिरिट के साथ खेलते हैं जैसे बाकी टीमों के साथ खेलते हैं। थोड़ी बहुत ही ऐसी चीजें तो हर एक मैच में होती रहती हैं और थोड़ा पाकिस्तान को लेके थोड़ा हम लोग ज्यादा हो जाते हैं इस चीज पे।
All right, let's talk about football and let's talk about Champions League. Inter Milan escaped Etihad Stadium with a surprise 0-0 draw against Manchester City in the Champions League on Wednesday, exacting a small measure of revenge for their narrow loss to City in the 2023 final of Europe's top club competition. Both teams squandered numerous chances in a breathless back-and-forth affair. Pep Guardiola's City were frustrated by the Inter Milan defence, while Inter lacked in finishing. City's machine, Erling Haaland, who is just one goal shy of becoming the fastest 100 goals for a European football club, he missed the opportunity against Inter as well. Haaland has been in top form and has scored 9 goals in 4 Premier League games this season. He missed several close chances against Inter Milan. Paris Saint-Germain, they managed a 1-0 victory over Girona in their UEFA Champions League opening game on Wednesday. Despite dominating a major part of the match, PSG failed to find the net, but an error from Girona goalkeeper Paulo Gazzaniga that allowed Paris outfit to score full points. It was a harsh end for Girona as they ended up conceding a self-goal in the 90th minute when a low cross from Nuno Mendes slipped under Gazzaniga and onto the net. Now, this making their first ever appearance in Europe following a remarkable third-place finish in La Liga last season. Girona denied any success to PSG, who dominated possession and attempted 24 shots, but struggled to find the back of the net at the Parc des Princes. It looked like the European debutants, Girona, would earn a valuable point, but it wasn't to be. PSG missed several chances throughout the second half. They were on the brink of another scoreless night in Europe, but the late goal ensured a winning start to Luis Enrique's campaign as PSG looked to better their semi-final finish last season and lift the Champions League trophy for the first time in the club's history. PSG's next visit will be Arsenal, and their group stage opponents include Atletico Madrid, Bayern Munich and Manchester City. Enrique has called PSG's fixture list one of the toughest in the competition. Girona now face Feyenoord at home and will take confidence from their resilient performance. Barcelona will begin their Champions League campaign tonight as they face French club Monaco. Injuries at Barcelona are showing no signs of easing after midfielder Fermin Lopez suffered a new muscular problem in his right thigh while training on Tuesday. The 21-year-old, who was part of the Spain squad that won the European Championship in July and collected a gold medal with the under-23s at the Paris 2024 Olympics, had suffered a left hamstring injury earlier in September. He's expected to be out for around 3 weeks. Barcelona has said this, and in fact, Lopez has done well. He scored 11 goals, provided 1 assist in 45 appearances for the Catalans. The La Liga leaders are now without new signing Dani Olmo, who sidelined for up to 5 weeks with a right hamstring injury, and fellow midfielders Gavi, Frankie de Jong and Marc Bernal, as well as defenders Ronald Araujo and Andrea Christensen. Under new manager Hansi Flick, Barcelona have made a perfect start to the season with 5 wins from 5 games, putting them at the top of the La Liga standings, 4 points ahead of defending champions Real Madrid.
But for me, I have to say it's really a pity because the guy, you know, he has 2 tournaments, but I have normally I feel very guilty about that because he's a player. Now we need in this situation. He can score goals, but he's also very professional. And yesterday when I saw him when he was by the doctor, it was not nice, you know. And now we have to take care about the players because it's at the end it's maybe sometimes it's too much. So we have to step back a little bit.
Arsenal will take on Atalanta in their Champions League opener. The London club are seen as contenders for the prestigious European title, an honour that has evaded the club throughout its history. Arsenal earned a crucial 1-0 win at Tottenham Hotspur in a feisty North London derby on Sunday to keep pace with early Premier League leaders Manchester City, who hosted Italian champions Inter on Wednesday evening. The London club will meet City, who have had a perfect start with 4 wins and 4. As at the weekend, Arsenal currently sit in second place in the Premier League, 2 points behind the English champions. On the weekend, Atalanta manager Gianpiero Gasperini acknowledged that the Champions League match against Arsenal will be a difficult challenge for the reigning Europa League champions, noting that his team had not yet reached peak form. Gasperini's side secured a 3-2 victory against Fiorentina at home in Serie A on Sunday, coming from behind twice during the match. On the eve of the match, Arteta spoke about the challenge and his roadmap for the Champions League season. Listen in.
A really tough place to come. They built something amazing here, and it was a beautiful story what they achieved last season. But for us as well, it's a new season, and we really want to kick on the right way. We have learned as well, and we can show that composure, but as well that determination and that belief that is very important in these stages, because tomorrow here we know what we are going to be facing, and it's going to be tough, but the team is ready and prepared. Game by game, you know that the team is able to compete, to perform, and to actually get results in very, very difficult stadiums in a really consistent way, and winning matches in different ways, which I think is very important if you want to be consistent, especially play away from home. And now we have to put those learnings into the Champions League, as you said, and show tomorrow that we are capable of doing that.
Atalanta manager Gianpiero Gasperini acknowledged on Wednesday that the Champions League match against Arsenal will be a difficult one, but said his side always plays to win. Now, despite a mediocre start to the Serie A season for the Europa League champions, Gasperini's side did secure a 3-2 victory against Fiorentina at home in Serie A on Sunday, coming from behind twice during the match. However, the 66-year-old is not optimistic despite the result, as they are set to face last season's Premier League runners-up at home in the new Champions League format. Tonight, Atalanta won the Europa League last May, a second major trophy in their 117-year history after a 3-0 win over Bayer Leverkusen that ended the German champions' remarkable unbeaten streak.
We undoubtedly had a great run in the Europa League. We won a competition that had been missing in Italy for many years. We know very well how difficult it is for Italian teams to win in Europe. This competition is still at a higher level, with several teams among the best in the world. I don't think Atalanta should have an approach that makes them think they are on par with these teams. However, there is no doubt that a match like tomorrow evening's will be a match. Atalanta have always played against anyone for one result, and we will try again tomorrow.
Fans and family were in tears as they carried the coffin of former Italian football star Salvatore Schillaci in Palermo yesterday. Former Italy striker Schillaci, a star of the 1990 World Cup on home soil. He died at the age of 59. His former clubs, Inter Milan and Juventus, said this on Wednesday. In fact, Schillaci led Italy to their third-place finish in 1990, winning the Golden Boot for his 6 goals during the tournament, including in the semi-final against Argentina and in their third-place victory over England. Schillaci, who was born in the Sicilian city of Palermo, he was hospitalized there. He was suffering from colon cancer. The Sicilian's wide eyes as he celebrated his goals became one of the enduring images of that World Cup, and his was the name of on all Italians' lips, outshining more established players in the squad like Gianluca Vialli and Roberto Baggio. Schillaci was awarded the Golden Ball as player of the tournament and was later named as the runner-up for the 1990 Ballon d'Or Men's Player of the Year award behind World Cup winning captain Lothar Matthäus of West Germany. He'd started Italy's opening World Cup game as a substitute but came off the bench to score the winner in a 1-0 victory over Austria. After the excitement of 1990, Schillaci scored only one more goal in Italy, in fact for Italy, and did not appear for them at any other major tournaments. A small, bustling striker nicknamed Toto. He'd been a late developer, spending the early years of his career playing in the lower leagues for Sicilian club Messina. He was a top scorer in Serie B, the Italian second division in 88-89, earning him a move to Serie A giants Juventus. Schillaci helped Juventus to claim the Coppa Italia and UEFA Cup in 1989-90 before winning the latter trophy again 4 years later with Inter Milan. He then became the first Italian player to play in Japan's J-League and won the league title with his club Jubilo Iwata in 1997. He retired from football in 1999. Well, that's it in this special edition of Game On. Hope you enjoyed this bulletin. Goodbye. Thanks for watching.
Hey, careful, huh? My daddy got it from abroad. Hey, disaster! How will you pay for the loss now?
In stock market, you should take risk as per your capacity and knowledge. Trade in options very carefully.
Wow, Dikra! Absolutely perfect. Take risk with full understanding.
सोच कर, समझ कर, इन्वेस्ट कर.